Former Pitt Panther, current safety for the Buffalo Bills. You all know his name. It's Damar Hamlin. Back in January, you go into cardiac arrest on Monday Night Football. On October 1st, you made your return to the field for the Bills against the Dolphins. How did you get back onto the field, and how did you prove those doubters wrong?
You know, with God, first and foremost, just with God, that's the reason I'm here standing with you right now.
Coach Capel, tons of momentum coming into this season from last year. You're the reigning ACC Coach of the Year. You led the Panthers to a 24-12 record, 14-6 mark in ACC play, and you reached the second round of the NCAA tournament. What are your goals for this season?
Well, we want to continue to build off of what we did last year.
Charlie, you grew up in Homestead, played quarterback for Steel Valley, all the way up to the Steelers from 2003 to 2012. Where did your drive for giving back start? Bell Vernon running back and Penn State commit Quentin Martin isn't only making a difference on the field for the Leopards, but off of it as well. Last Christmas, Martin teamed up with the nonprofit group River Fund and used his own money to buy Christmas gifts for kids through Westmoreland County Community Action and CYS. Coach Bird, I want to start with you. One of your players on your basketball team last year, Snezhana Serafimovska, is an ovarian cancer survivor. So you got to watch her fight that battle last year. She was also a patient honoree speaker at the Coaches versus Cancer tip-off reception. For you personally, what was it like seeing her fight that battle?
You talk about someone who showed incredible bravery.
Joining us today is someone who has not only made an impact here in Pittsburgh, but also over 4,000 miles away in his home country of Mali. Sewickley Academy basketball coach Al Tiero created a nonprofit organization called Gear Up Segu in 2015. The group collects basketball shoes, athletic equipment, food, and clothes for those in need in Segu. Coach Tiero, I know this organization means the absolute world to you. I want you to take us back in time to 2015. Why did you decide to create Gear Up Segu?
Gear Up Segu, the reason we created is we went through the same issue the kids going through now.
We can call the swimming pool your natural habitat, I feel like, or your home away from home. Tell us why swimming was what you wanted to base your fundraising efforts around. I know you swam at the University of Pittsburgh, so it's a sport that's been involved throughout your life.
Well, it is my natural habitat because I am a Pisces.
There you go.
But I swam my whole life.
Was there a moment in your life, maybe you were driving around the neighborhood, where you said, you know what, this is what the Best of the Batch Foundation needs to do? Was there anything that came up?
I think for me, it was a matter of trying to create something that would tire kids out so they just want to go home and go to sleep. And that was kind of like the original goal of it.
New Mount Lebanon head coach Mike Colodi is creating a new culture for the Blue Devils football team, and it's all based around building a bright future for the program. This year, Colodi implemented what he calls the Buddy Program, which pairs a high school football player with a youth football player in grades 1 through 6. And again, it's all about building friendships and brotherhood. Bell Vernon's Media Day in August was a day that Leopards freshman wide receiver and defensive back Braden Minahan will never forget. His father, Army Sergeant Evan Minahan, surprised Braden and his younger brother Dominic on the field after 10 months of service in the Middle East. They took this beautiful, heartwarming picture to document the moment. Anthony Chickett's road to becoming the starting quarterback for Robert Morris was never easy.
One thing I've always said is that everything happens for a reason. You may wonder why this happens to me. You just have to keep pushing forward.
The 2020 Bethel Park alum was a 3-sport star for the Blackhawks. In 2019, Chickett was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, a cancer of the lymphatic system which impacts the immune system.
I remember just one day I just went into my room and just broke down. And besides that, I don't think I cried again or anything, and it was kind of, is what it is. It happened, like, just got to get through it.
It was a battle he overcame not once, but twice. After countless rounds of chemotherapy and a stem cell transplant, Anthony is now cancer-free.
And the second time going through it was a lot harder because, obviously I had to do the stem cell transplant, that was terrible, being in the hospital for a month. That was probably the worst month of my life. And after that, I also had to do about a month of radiation. So that second time took a lot longer and it was a lot more mentally taxing on me for sure.
But Chickett's battle with adversity didn't stop there. In 2021, his mother Kelly passed away unexpectedly.
That was probably 100 times worse than anything I went through with cancer. And that was just heartbreaking. It was just unexpected.
Through it all, Anthony's strength has never wavered. He has since gone from walk-on to being named Robert Morris's starting quarterback last year.
It was awesome just being able to say that I was able to start at the Division I level, the highest level possible. And depending like where I came from and what it took to get here, it meant everything. And the one game that stuck out the most was when we went and played Appalachian State last year. And 50,000 people, packed stadium, and you just walk out there and you see that, and it's an unbelievable feeling that, you'll never forget the rest of your life. So it was awesome.
On September 26th at PNC Park, he'll be sharing his story as a patient honoree speaker at the Coaches vs. Cancer tip-off reception.
We were in the middle of a workout here, and my coach came and got me and said I needed to speak to Marty, and I was like, oh, like, what did I do? Did I get in trouble or something? And he told me that, and I was like, oh yeah, 100% I'll do that. That's awesome. And yeah, it means a lot to speak at such a great event, and I'm excited for it.
An inspiration on and off the field. Wearing the number 16 from Bethel Park, Anthony Chickett. Reporting in Moon Township, Darren Zaslau, stealing the spotlight.